The head doctor sent a homeless woman into the cold, and her photo woke her up. In a bustling hospital in Chicago, the air smelled of antiseptic. The steady beep of a heart monitor filled the operating room. Dr. Emily Carter moved with precision, her scalpel an extension of her hand. Her voice, muffled by a mask, was calm but firm. "Clamp," she said, and young nurse Sarah handed her the tool instantly. Sarah, only 24, watched in awe at Emily's skill. Every motion was perfect, like a dancer on a stage. "Raise the pressure," Emily ordered, eyes fixed on the patient. A small bleed appeared, and the room grew tense. The beeping monitor was the only sound. Counting seconds, Sarah held her breath as Emily stitched with steady hands. "Done," Emily said at last, stepping back. The patient's family was waiting outside. Anxious. 15 minutes, Emily told the head nurse. Fixing her flawless hair, she walked out, her face cold, her voice flat. "The surgery went well. Your doctor will explain the rest." She didn't wait for their tears or thanks. Her heels clicked on the tile floor, sharp and steady. In her office, a stack of papers waited. Phone calls from the health board buzzed on her desk. A plaque on the door read, "Head of Surgery, Dr. Emily Carter." For 12 years, she built this life, step by careful step. Each handshake, each award, was a brick in her fortress. She sat in her leather chair, back straight, and opened her laptop. Her day would be perfect. Like her reputation, her nails, her life. Sarah watched her through the glass door. Curious, she saw Emily's steady hands tremble. Just for a second, Sarah dreamed of being like her. But something felt off. Emily's perfect world was about to crack. A gift box sat on her desk, wrapped in silk ribbon. Inside was a mink coat, soft and rich, the color of dark cocoa. A note read, "For your brilliance, Emily, Michael Grant." Michael wasn't just a colleague, he was her mentor. He knew her past, the struggle she'd buried deep. 25 years ago, Emily was a girl in a small Ohio town. Her mother, a hospital cleaner, mopped floors late at night. "Stay quiet," her mom whispered, leading her through dark halls. Emily, only 9, hid when doctors passed in crisp white coats. Their confidence felt like a faraway dream. "Study hard, sweetheart," her mom said. "You'll be one of them someday." Emily shook off the memory. Touching the coat, it was the kind she'd envied as a child. Watching rich women in town, she saw her reflection, sleek hair, pearl necklace, white coat. No trace of that scared girl with messy braids. A knock came at the door. Sarah stood there, nervous, twisting her cheap scarf. "Dr. Carter, can I ask about the residency program?" Emily studied her, worn shoes, eager eyes, like looking in a mirror from years ago. "Sit," Emily said, pointing to a chair. "Tell me why you chose medicine." Before Sarah could answer, the door burst open. Dr. Margaret Lee, a seasoned cardiologist, stood there. "There's an old woman in the she said. "No ID, critical condition. We need to admit her." Emily's stomach tightened. Homeless patients were her weakness. They reminded her of a past she'd fought to escape. "No beds," she snapped, avoiding Margaret's eyes. "But, Dr. Carter," Sarah blurted, standing. She could die. Emily raised a hand, silencing her. "This hospital treats patients, not charity cases. We have quotas, audits, standards." Margaret's voice was quiet but sharp. "Not one undocumented patient in 2 years." Emily stood, her shadow falling over the gift box. "This isn't up for debate," she said, voice like steel. "Sarah, back to work. Margaret, send her to a shelter." Alone again, Emily pressed her fingers to her temples. Her mother's voice echoed, "Sweetheart, don't lose your heart." The coat felt heavy now, like a weight of old choices. She pushed it aside and left for a meeting. Her plan didn't include doubts or ghosts from her past. But deep down, that scared girl still hid in hospital halls. She dreamed of white coats but forgot her mother's words. A heartless coat was just a rag. "Dr. Carter." Margaret's voice stopped her at the stairs. In 12 years, Margaret was the only one who challenged her. "Do you remember the Hippocratic Oath?" Emily kept walking, heels clicking. "I swore to help patients, not break budgets." In the an old woman sat on a cot, clutching a tattered bag. Her frail frame reminded Emily of her mother. "Daughter," the woman whispered, eyes cloudy. I'm looking for my son. Emily turned away, heart racing. Security. Escort her out. She called to a guard. Tom. Sarah gasped, and Margaret shook her head. The word daughter hit Emily like a blade. They'll help at the shelter, she said, walking off. A soft thud stopped her. A photo fell from the woman's coat. Yellowed and worn. A young man in a pilot's uniform smiled brightly. Emily's breath caught. The face felt familiar. She snapped a picture and sent it to Michael. Her phone rang seconds later. Where did you get that? Michael's voice shook. A patient. She's being removed now. Emily. That's my mother, he shouted. I've been searching for her for months. The world tilted. Emily ran outside, heels slipping in the January snow. Where's the woman? She yelled at Tom. I walked her to the bus stop, he said, uneasy. Emily sprinted into the storm. Wind biting her face. Snow blurred the street, but she kept going. Michael's mother, searching for her son, like Emily's mother, who'd sacrificed everything. Call 911, she shouted to Sarah, who followed. At the third bus stop, she found her, a small figure slumped on a snowy bench. Please, no, Emily whispered, kneeling. She wrapped the mink coat around the woman's shoulders. Hold on, she begged, her voice breaking. Your son is coming. Sirens wailed in the distance. Emily held the woman, tears freezing on her cheeks. The coat, meant for triumph, now kept a life warm. Success felt fragile, cold, empty. In a quiet hospital room, the heart monitor beeped. The woman, Clara Thompson, was stable now. Emily learned her story. Allergic to aspirin. Loved chamomile tea. For 6 months, Clara wandered, lost to dementia. My Danny loved licorice, Clara said, fingers frail. I sent him care packages in the Air Force. Michael, her Danny, sat by her side, tie loose. I thought she was safe, he said, voice low. A nurse, a nice apartment. Then she started forgetting. One day, she left to find me, the me from years ago. Emily stood by the window. Snow swirling outside. Her own mother's face haunted her. How long since she'd called? Sarah approached, holding a tray. I'll get you some tea. Clara, she said gently. Her care was simple, human, warm. Sarah, Emily said later in the hall. When I was 13, I was in the hospital. No insurance. The doctor said, we treat first, papers later. Sarah smiled. That doctor saved my dream to be a nurse. He showed me medicine is about people, not forms. Emily's throat tightened. Her mother's words rang. Don't lose your heart. Your mom, Sarah asked, is she proud of you? I don't know, Emily said. I haven't asked. Clara's voice drifted from the room. She told Michael about his childhood. His model planes. I sold my ring to buy your graduation suit. She said, I just want you to visit. Danny, that's enough. Emily touched the cold window. Awards fading in her mind. A cup of tea. A hand to hold. That was real. Thank you, Sarah, she said, for reminding me what matters. She pulled out her phone. Hands shaking. Mom, she said when the line connected. It's me. I'm sorry I haven't called. The snow outside softened. No longer cruel. That night, Emily stayed late, not for surgery. In Clara's room, a lamp cast warm shadows. They drank chamomile tea, cup after cup. Clara talked of her son, of hard years after the war. Emily listened, wrapping a blanket around her. Margaret had brought it, embroidered with daisies. My mom loves these, Margaret said, no judgment. The words broke something in Emily. The next morning, she and Margaret shared coffee. The air smelled of hospital and hope. I was wrong, Emily said, voice heavy. All these years, so wrong. Margaret stirred her cup, her silence kind. Some hearts just need time, she said. In Michael's office, Emily handed him a folder. A plan for a clinic for the uninsured. Rough but alive. This is crazy, he said, scanning it. Budgets, audits, you know the drill. My mom said to keep warmth alive. Emily replied, this could be that warmth for someone. She spoke of numbers, but her heart spoke louder. You've changed, Michael said. No, Emily said, I remembered who I am. That evening, the staff gathered in the meeting room. Emily stood before them. No armor, no mask. We swore an oath, she began, voice shaky. To help people, not reports. Tears came, and she let them fall. I can't keep turning away, she said. I can't treat people like problems. Sarah touched her shoulder. Margaret her hand. Colleagues' faces showed understanding. Support. I have a plan, Emily said, steadying. It's big, maybe impossible. I need you. You won't do it alone. Called Linda, an nurse. We took that oath too. They worked late. Ideas growing like a living thing. Clara, in a wheelchair, smiled from the corner. Her quiet wisdom spoke of warmth, of memory. Snow fell outside, soft now, forgiving. It promised spring, a new start for all. The train cut through February's chill. Fields of snow flashed by, dotted with small towns. Emily pressed her forehead to the cold window. She was heading home, to a small Ohio village. 20 years ago, she'd left with a suitcase and a dream. Her mother's ring, sold for college, had sent her off. The house greeted her with a creaky gate. The smell of wood smoke hung in the air. Her mother opened the door before she knocked. Small, gray, in a worn sweater, she stood waiting. Her eyes held years of unshed tears. Mom, Emily said, voice breaking. They froze, two women tied by an unbreakable thread. Then her mother stepped forward, arms wide. The hug was fierce, as if Emily might vanish. In the old kitchen, photos faded on the shelf. Everything was the same, yet everything had changed. They sat, hands clasped, no words needed. Outside, snow fell, blanketing the past. Emily was home, her heart finally whole.